Godzilla, King of the Monsters was able to introduce a hefty amount of monsters into its runtime. Some were returning monsters of old, and some were brand new creations for the Monsterverse. Going into Godzilla vs. Kong, a question stands out regarding these monsters. Will they even make a return? Or will they be cast aside as one-offs and make way for more time for Godzilla, Kong, and some new monsters? In this video, we're going to talk about what might happen with those monsters and where they might show up in Godzilla vs. Kong. Welcome to Dangerville, and let's get to it. Rodan, Ghidorah, Mothra, Behemoth, Scylla, Methuselah, and all the other named but not shown titans that came up in the King of the Monsters movie took a universe with just a few titans and turned it into a diverse and massively populated set of earth-shattering creatures. So I know some of you wanted us to go more in depth on the non-shown titans like Mokili Mabembe, Leviathan, and so on, but there's really just no information on these beasts out there, at least not in the Monsterverse lore. If there is any, you make sure and let us know. Now back to my theory though. Originally, I thought that Godzilla and Kong would face off with their own armies of sorts, almost like some Marvel Civil War style shit. I even made a video going in depth on this. And I remained feeling strong about this theory until the little bit, and I do mean little bit, of information came out on Godzilla vs. Kong, toy leaks included. I began to think about how much money and time it would take to animate all these epic monsters and somehow still have enough resources and time to focus on the true stars of the movie, Kong and the Big G-Man. I then thought to myself, as great as it would be to have 20 different monsters fighting, it would, in the end, take away from what we really want to see. The once grand vision I had in my head of Godzilla having Behemoth, Rodan, and others charging Kong with his very own batch of monster soldiers was more than likely thrown away to the winds of time. But just because the Titans likely will no longer be a main focus in the movie, does that mean that they're gone forever? I wouldn't be so hasty to claim that. Here's what I think will happen with the extra Titans from King of the Monsters. We know that Rodan went back to hibernate, and that Mothra was killed but waiting to be reborn in her egg that she laid before dying. Ghidorah was killed, but that Kevin head scene allows for something interesting to possibly happen. Alistair is actually working on his very own theory about how Ghidorah may show up in Godzilla vs. Kong, so stay tuned to the channel to see that when it's ready. The remaining Titans all went back to their resting places, likely due to Godzilla threatening them if they didn't. This doesn't mean that they will go back into their deep slumbers right away. They may continue to heal the planet after the damage us humans had created, but I feel very confident in saying that they will not be traveling the world for any more battles. This will probably be mentioned in some dialogue within Godzilla vs. Kong. Something along the lines of, "We haven't seen Behemoth since he regrew the Amazon forests," or "Scylla was spotted near an oil rig in the Atlantic Ocean but quickly disappeared deep into the abyss." I feel confident in predicting that we won't get any newsreel clips of the monsters this time around as well. I think overall the fanbase and viewers of Monsterverse movies have grown noticeably annoyed with this style of showing the monsters, and I don't think they will make the mistake of using that style of editing to cram in more monsters, or take away from the actual fights this time around. It's kind of a bummer you introduce these new characters into the Monsterverse just to throw them away. But this movie is called Godzilla vs. Kong for a reason. The focus can't be watered down to give credit to these new monsters who I really don't think were intended to have grown the fandoms that they did. Behemoth is by far the most popular of these titans, and he is the only one I would say has a chance of showing up in some sort of heroic or emotional cameo. News just in, Behemoth will die in Godzilla vs. Kong confirmed? So I know that these titans not showing up will be a buzzkill for some of you out there who became connected to them, but that shouldn't be a reason to get upset. There is still Godzilla and Kong after all. Maybe Ghidorah shows up as well, and we are set to get even more monsters this time around, which may actually get proper screen time in the movie. Just maybe you will like them even more than the ones in King of the Monsters. So there you have it. I don't think we're gonna see the new titans from King of the Monsters in Godzilla vs. Kong in the traditional sense. I think we will hear them mentioned, maybe get a cameo at one point from Behemoth, but that's really it. You never know though, I may be wrong. They have had an extra year nearly to work on the monsters and CGI elements of the movie after all. So, residents, my question for you is, do you have any theories you'd like to be brought up? Comment below and maybe we'll find one that we can turn into a video and let everyone know about your idea. For more theory videos like this one, like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell thingy to stay up to date on all things Godzilla vs. Kong and the Monsterverse. And as always, this has been Jacob, and peace out everyone.